Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more juicy content from me.
It's wonderful to be here. I have known Shola for many years now. I was probably one of her first few clients, I think. I think when I started working with her, she was a bit new-ish on the coaching platform. And where was I? Well, I was doing a full-time physician work. I'm still in full-time practice, but I was at a point where my work was everything I did. And I was sitting on these millions of talents and I wasn't using them. And I was feeling dissatisfied. I was feeling unaccomplished. I was feeling like I was not realizing my full potential. And it was causing some stress. As a person, I was dealing with the stress and really, this is all I'm going to do and that'll be it, you know? So I was really feeling like I wasn't realizing my full potential. And this was in 2015.
Yes.
So this dragged into 2016, and that was when I decided to start working with Dr. Shola. She was, her message at the time was a bit of a life coach, help you do something else coach, realize your full potential sort of coach. And I remember she'd written her children's book around that time, You Are the Best You. Am I right? Yeah.
Yes.
So she published two, and she published her Shoetry book. And I think there was another one I can't remember very well. So I knew that I love things to do with writing and books. So when I looked around, it was a pretty easy decision. So actually, I worked with Dr. Shola twice. I don't know if she remembers that. But yeah, so initially in 2016, I wanted to get out of my cocoon of should I, can I, would I kind of limitations everywhere, seeing hurdles. Is this acceptable? Is this proper? I needed to break out of that bubble. And so that was what she did for me, because she has a style, I have to say, you don't always get. She has a style which is live your life abundantly, you know, that kind of thing. Like, who cares? She has a who cares style, you know. So I needed somebody to say, so who cares? You know, do your thing, live your life. And I, on the other hand, I'm a bit of a rule follower, and so it was hard for me to break out of that mound. So she took me from should I, can I, to why not, you know? So that was what I accomplished in 2016. So I went from being quiet to actually setting up a blog. I set up a blog. I started writing on the blog. I wrote stuff that was so meaningful, I like to say, that I was able to put it together, and I published a book towards the end of, by 2018, I believe, I published the first book. And then I had a bit of a hiatus. I had a life event happen to me. And so I had a bit of a 1 to 2 year hiatus. My mother was very ill and subsequently passed. So in 2019, I believe, is when I came back with a new message and a new purpose. And at the time, things that had happened to me had made me want to shift focus. So I still wanted to continue to be that doctor who is unapologetically living her life, doing her thing on social media and wherever, challenging the norms, saying, yes, I'm a doctor. I happen to love my job and I love what I do. And I think it's an honor and a privilege, but I refuse to be put in one box.
Yes.
I refuse to be told that medicine is all I know how to do, because it's not all I know how to do. And so I wanted to carry on doing that. And so in 2019, I wanted to move towards something I've always loved. Like from the age of 3, the first time I took up a book and I read it on my own. I've been hooked to reading and books and writing. I've been the person people come to say, Uche, can you edit this for me? Can you look at this passage I wrote? Does it sound right? Or this book or this composition or something, take a look at it. So I've been proofreading and editing my whole life without really making it official. I've been writing and commenting on books without making it official. And also, because I now branch into writing and publishing biographies, and I'd amassed quite a little bit of experience, I'd like to say, in publishing, I was at a point where I wanted to help people with that talent. I got to hear of many people who wanted to write their life history, but felt shy and timid and didn't know how to do it. They'd never written or published, and they felt timid and didn't know how to go about it. So I had an idea of what I wanted to do. So when I came back to work with Dr. Shola around either 2019 or 2020, I can't remember now, I needed her help to help me package this message. So this is what I want to do, but how do I present it so it makes sense? So it makes sense to the person looking for such a service.
Yes.
And so that's what she helped me do at that point, was to package my message in a way that made sense, that was coherent and cohesive. And I've actually gone on to have quite a lot of success with that. First of all, let me tell your readers what I'm doing now. So I went from, I'd like to say she took me from zero to hero. Yeah, so I went from doing nothing in 2015. And right now, again, as I said, I love my job. It's an honor and privilege, but I have something else I do that gives me a lot of joy as well. And it actually adds so much substance to my life. So I am a book reviewer. I'm a publisher. I'm a biography writing coach. And I have a YouTube channel where I share my message to help people write their biographies. And I do book reviews and children's book read alouds. And people contact me from all over the world, from the UK and all over, to say, I have a children's book out. Will you showcase my book? So that's what I'm doing on that front. And I love doing it. And people publish fiction. They reach out to me, will you showcase my book? And I have a really, really lovely group of people. I'm so privileged to network with them. And we're about 4.4 thousand strong on Facebook.
Wow.
And we also have spread our message to Instagram, even to TikTok. I'm still struggling with that. Maybe I'm a bit too old for TikTok.
No, you're not.
But we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. And I went ahead and published a biography writing manual that someone who wants to write but doesn't know how to can purchase. And by answering a set of questions organized by year to year, section to section of a person's life, they'll have a life history. I also have a done for you biography publishing program, whereby you give me a manuscript, I give you a book in 3 months. Also, you can come to me, you want to write a history, you don't know where to start, and I'll get you a biography in 6 months. So that is ongoing. I have people who I've been very honored to help to date, actually, and ongoing. What else? I think that's in a nutshell. So I'm all about books and stories. Write your story matters, and showcase works others have written, be they fiction or otherwise. So why would I recommend Dr. Shola? As I said, I think she has a live your life, who cares style. And a lot of people need that, so you have something you want to do, but you're being limited by what society says you should do and not do.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be able to break out of that. She's somebody who really could help you in a manner of pointing out your strengths that you may or may not be aware of, and pushing you to do something with it. As far as being an accountability partner, this is somebody who will say, okay, this is what we're going to do. And I'm very organized in my head. That's how I function. So people who are not organized, I can't work with. So, she's organized, which is something else that made it possible for us to work well, is we have a discussion and we have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is what you must accomplish in this time frame. And then you come back and we take it from there, we do the next step. So my head really needs that organization. So you're going to be, if you're all over the place, if you're scatterbrained, she's going to help you organize your thoughts, organize your plans. Why else will you work with her? She's very personable. She'll do serious work, but she'll also laugh with you. We've certainly had a lot of things we laughed about.
We
So, and I think life is too serious. It's good to laugh once in a while.
Yep.
And why else? Well, you also want somebody who has a track record. I'm not saying they need to necessarily do what you've done. For example, Shola is not a bookish person. She reads, she writes, but her message is different from mine. She publishes, but I do biographies. However, you want somebody who has the skill sets you need to go where you're going. So even if they're not doing exactly what you're doing, if you want to become a good speaker, you want to ask, is this person a comfortable speaker? Have they done something about speaking so much so they can coach me? If you want to become an entrepreneur, a business owner, you want to say, has this person set up anything? Have they set up something that became successful? It doesn't have to be what you are doing. It could just be that they set up something. So you want somebody who has the skill set you're looking for. She'll correct me, but she has skill sets in publishing. She has skill sets in coaching. She's actually one of the first coaches in my circles. Before coaching became very famous and sexy, she was actually already coaching. So 7-8 years maybe that I know.
7 years.
So,
7 years.
10 years. Yeah, you want someone who I'm losing my train of thought. I was telling them what I know to be your skill set. So
Yes.
you want someone who's a life coach, or rather she has life coaching skills, whereby somebody who will make you live your best life and address hindering thoughts and that sort of thing. So that's another asset. And I'm probably forgetting many, but these are the ones I delved into. These are the ones I made use of during the 2 stretches of time that I worked with her. So yes, I recommend her without hesitation. I think you will not be disappointed.
Please share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you can know whenever we send out any new videos.